What's going on, guys? Carl asked me to put together a little video here talking about toe ties. Um, as we've seen from the last a week or so of post play, we have a lot of goalies that maybe not know so much about how they should be doing their toe tie. Um, like most stuff with our equipment, understanding how your equipment fits your game, and then tinkering around to see if maybe something works a little bit better for you. But at the end of the day, there's no right or necessarily wrong way to do your gear. One brand's not specifically better than another for every goalie, so just kind of playing around with that kind of stuff and seeing what works for you the best. Um, we're talking about what works for me and what I think will help a lot of goalies is utilizing some slack in their toe tie. As you can see, this is my pad here on the left, and I have a lot of slack in my toe tie, a lot more. I would say more than your average goalie. Um, but you see here, the goalie on the right has none, almost nothing. Um, the reason I like slack like this is, when I'm going into RVH or something like that, this is how much room I have to hit the post. I gotta get the post somewhere in here, and I'm locked into toe bridge, just like that. Where said the goalie on the right here, they only have about 2 inches, 3 inches of room there to hit on the post that's already 2 or 3 inches wide. Where I have, 2 or 3 times as much room. If I get it low on my skate, kicks in. If I get it up here on my pad, kicks in. And, it just gives me a lot bigger target to hit. Makes it a lot easier to be going in and out of the posts and my toe box every single time. Um, that and just working on it. I'm an older guy. I've been doing this for a while, and I think having this much slack is something that really helps me. That I don't need to hit it perfect every time, but more often than not, I'm getting it in the toe box because I have such a big margin for error. The next thing is it helps me relieve a little bit of the stress on my hips, my ankles, my knees. As you can see here, me on the right, my toe is resting straight on the ice. I still have slack in my toe tie. If I wanted to wiggle my ankle around, I can. And if we look here on the left, there's Anton Khudobin, NHL goalie. You see his is really tight. His foot is completely off the ground. It's not touching at all. Um, so, like I said, there's no right and wrong way to do it. Um, but I've just found that when my ankle can fall to the ice and wiggle around a little bit, I just have a little bit of extra wiggle room. Takes a little bit of that stress off my hip and my knee rotating up my ankle. So just something to think about if when we're in our butterfly, it feels a little tight. Um, maybe we need a little more toe tie. Of course, just adding toe tie all willy nilly isn't something that I would necessarily recommend. And it's not going to replace warming up before ice session. We still need to be a pro, get our body prepared to perform on the ice before we get on the ice. Just another picture here, like I said, free to move. My skate blade's on the ice, and you can see, my toe tie is loose. I just find my ankle can move really free. I can get my foot up on the ice without any, fighting with my pad. And then if we go here to a video of me and Toby from earlier in the summer, drill that we did with a lot of you guys this week. I'm just exiting and entering the post, and you can see, with how much toe tie I have on there, I just hit it every time, right? Getting my anchor foot engaged, shoulders are driving down, and you can see, as I get into it, pause it right here, you can see my foot really deep inside the net. I'm sealing the post all the way up. Another thing with that much toe tie is now I've eliminated an extra, you know, 3, 4, 5 inches that I have to be leaning out over my ankle to seal the post with my upper body and my hip because now my foot's a little deeper in the net. It's just a little more comfortable for me. Like I said, takes some stress off the ankles, knees, hips. So I think it's just something that has worked for me. Something that I think that could help a lot of guys. Um, is adding a little more toe tie, getting a little more room for air as we're entering and exiting the post. Just make it a little bit easier on ourselves to be a little more consistent. You watch the last one here, you'll see when I get up. I mean, I have a lot of toe tie in there, right? Really try to make it as easy for myself as I can to hit that toe box. And then just my recommendation would be to play around with it. Um, if you're someone that uses elastics and it's really tight up against your toe box, you can still tie a knot in the elastics. Give yourself a little bit more room. Um, or maybe you're a guy with a skate lace and you only have an inch or two, maybe one or two little knots in there. I'd say try it out. Um, the worst thing that can happen is you get on the ice and you don't like it. Um, the best thing that can happen is you get a lot better at hitting your toe box and you get more comfortable integrating with the post. So, like always, try it out. It's all personal preference. We're not gonna try to tell you one's better than the other. And if you guys have any questions about toe ties, gear, anything, um, I mean, you can always, message me, message Carl, the older guys, Mo, um, and we'll be happy to help you guys. So thanks. Try it out, and I'll see you guys next week.